Just want to give you guys a quick look here what we have set up. So we have the rubber piece over there. What's up guys, DIY Salvage Guy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, we're getting the Ford F250 closer and closer to completion. We're going to be making sure that we get the header panel off, and we also are going to make sure that we get that bumper pushed out to relatively good terms. It's not going to be perfect. It's a car that is going to be a workhorse. I've said that multiple times. I'm not going to replace. I'm not going to spend too much money on this vehicle. But while we do this rebuild, we're going to get it up to specification. So if you guys are new here, thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys subscribe down below, like, comment, interact with me. Make sure you have those post notifications on as well. All my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you guys so much for being here and continuing to support me. Make sure you guys check out the merch line as well. We got a link down below. That way you guys can help support the channel. And also make sure you guys are following me on all the socials at DIY Salvage Guy. That way you guys never miss out on what I'm doing. So before we put the fender on and do the headlight and everything, I'm going to give this one more shot. I'm going to try to heat it up from the inside, see if I can hammer out that huge dent. I'm not certain I'm going to be able to, but while we have the access, we're going to give it a shot. Alright, so hammering's not going to work, but we do have another option. We'll give that a shot. You guys might remember this pusher, hydraulic pusher from the S5 build. So we're going to see if we can kind of lean it up against the frame over here and see if we can get some action on here and push in. And I think we should have a nice angle. I think we're going to be able to push this dent out pretty easily. So let's set this up real quick and we'll get started. So just want to give you guys a quick look here what we have set up. So we have the rubber piece over there. Hopefully the camera could pick that up. It's pushing right against the bumper, and here we have the back part pushed up against the strut support. So that should be plenty in order to hold it. Look at those bolts holding it on. We should be good with that. So we're going to give it a couple pumps and set it up and see if it pushes at all. So we have some pressure on it. I'm going to heat it up on the outside and see if we can loosen it up. So the problem we're having is that this bumper over here is moving as well. And we might be at maximum stretch right now. Unfortunately, since this is moving, the pressure is not going where we want it to go. Honestly, I have no idea if it's coming out yet, but we're gonna keep at it because as long as we have the ability to do this, I think it will come out. Just gonna be some trial and error here, guys. So, turns out we don't have the access that I thought I was going to have to get back here. We were able to get this part out. The dent probably came about to here. So we're able to push a decent amount out. But realistically, what I need to do is be able to do a hammer here and pop it out. But I have no way to hammer it. Best thing to do might be to take the bumper itself off, but I'm not certain I even want to bother with that, guys. We'll see. We're gonna do the headlight and then we'll see how much this bothers me and we'll go from there. So now we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna start with the headlight. We might have to finish this up tomorrow, but we'll get started now anyway and see how far we get. So we got a couple screws here. We're gonna see if we just take these out. Alright, so we got the headlight off. Looks pretty straightforward, pretty easy. We do have some issues though, because this other side, on the side over here, is pretty much completely destroyed, rusted out, gone in the accident. So I don't exactly know how we are going to situate it without replacing front grille. Maybe we will do a little research and see what exactly this is. I don't think it's radiator support. The radiator's back there. Looks like it just might be a grille. So maybe we can take this off and see if there's any part numbers under here. Take this grill off. And see what we can do, see if we can replace this. Because unfortunately it looks like we're going to have to. And we didn't account for that, but we have 2 weeks to get the part and do what we got to do. So let's start disassembling that now. Alright, so we have to see what we can do here now. So you guys see over here, obviously we have a piece missing. The headlight has a little suction piece that it fits into where it's missing, and also the fender, the front of the fender also screws into it right here as well. You guys can see that right here. This is where the headlight fits into, and then the fender has one bolt here and one bolt here as well, and we're missing those three things in order to keep all this nice and secure. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it won't stay on anyway, so I need to kind of test fit stuff, but first thing I'm going to do is pop this sight shield off. I just want to see what's under here and see what the piece is that I might actually need to replace, and see if I can get a hand on it and go from there. So we're going to pop this off real quick. It's just a couple trim bolts, and we'll see what's under there. Alright, so if there was ever some good news, this is not the radiator support. You guys know this channel, I learn as I go. I thought this was the radiator support. Turns out this is the radiator support. And the radiator support itself is not damaged at all. What is damaged is this grill bracket. Because the grill bracket is all of this. So I should be able to pop this off very easily and hopefully be able to source another one, maybe from a junkyard, and go from there. So problem solved. I'm not going to mess with this too much more. I'm going to get this off. I'm going to source the part and see what I could do in order to fix this properly and get this thing back up and running to the best of my ability right now. So we'll hop on this, we'll take this off right now, and then we're going to find another one of these. Maybe we can find a part number on it, see what it's actually called. I'm calling it a grill support, a grill mount. I have no idea if it actually is, but so we'll take that off now and get going. So you guys can see we got this part off right now. So first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else on the truck, because this is the last thing that I need to get, is the last part. We are going to see if we can source one. So I'm going to look for a part number, see what we could find. Then last thing we need to do on this truck is, this is actually pushed in a little bit. I can tell now because this side is straight down. So this is part of the frame or the radiator support or something. But either way, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to try to pull it out a little bit. It's a fairly thin piece of metal. We'll see if we can do it. If not, we might have to get the pusher again, the hydraulic press, and see if we can push it out a little bit. Even if we can't, I'm really not too worried about it. But first things first, let's find this part. That way we can do what we need to do with the rest of the vehicle. That's going to do it for today's episode, guys. We figured out that we need a new header panel. We also got the bumper to a place where I'm okay with it. So if you guys are new here, hopefully you guys are learning alongside me. Make sure that you guys subscribe down below, like, comment, follow me on all the socials at DIY Salvage Guy. Also make sure you guys check out the merch line. We got it. We got shirts like this, very nice quality. Hopefully you guys will help support all my returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here and continuing to support me. Hopefully you guys will be inspired by this and just pick up a wrench, buy a car, do whatever you need to do to try to become a DIY salvage guy yourself.